Hey guys, welcome back. Today's job, fix trailer, this one. So, it's one of these Ifor Williams trailers. It actually came in, one of the hubs fell off. So I started getting into that, and then I looked further into it, and yeah, realised everything's a bit average. Them brakes are average, but all the other ones, I'll show you. So they don't actually have any brake material left on them. It's down to the steel. So I had to order some parts, and obviously being one of these Ifor Williams, everything's got to come from England. So yeah, it's been sitting here for probably 6 weeks, something like that. But yeah, parts finally came in. So let's put it on. New bearings, new brakes, general check over. I've got to do a couple of like clearance lights on the side. And yeah, it should be good to go after that. But yeah, originally was just the hub, because actually the whole hub fell off. Don't know how, but it did, so that's what it came in for. But yeah, upon further inspection, she needed a little bit more. Yeah, let's get stuck into that. I'll fire up the old Mustang. Haven't had this thing going for, geez, good 3-4 months. So might put it inside with this, give it a little run. Let's see if she starts. Alright, I'll give you a look at the bits that we got. So this is the first hub that I ordered when I originally was just going to change that hub before I looked into it deeper. There's your hub there with the bearing in it already. New brake drum, new nut and cap and all that. Here's the bearings and the brakes. So we've got 3 new bearings. I actually really like these bearings, the sealed bearings, they're awesome. And look, I reckon they do actually last for a very long time. So I don't know how many Ks this trailer has done, but it actually was a hire trailer before the business bought it off them, that I am doing the work for. And here's the new brakes. So we got obviously 4 sets of brake shoes. But yeah, all the way from sunny England. So let's get it on. So I think I'll just do one side at a time. Alright, this one here is the one that totally destroyed itself. So this side's getting the new hub, drum. That one's just getting new bearings and brakes. Alright, brakes there, one bearing there. Alright. Yeah, I've already had this one off, so that's why they're loose. Yeah, they're actually quite simple to work on. with these sealed bearings like that. So you obviously just got your big nut. And this little tab, you kind of bash that over in these little notches when you do the nut up tight, and that locks the nut onto it. So I normally just get a little screwdriver and pop that back out before you undo the nut, and they're normally quite tight. There we go. As you can see, nothing on these brakes either. So just want to kind of have a look at what you got, make sure it's similar, which I believe that is. So that'll be the bottom one. That should be the top one. Yep. We've got some new springs, so they can all go in too. Looks relatively straightforward. It's pretty much with drum brakes, it's just a whole heap of springs holding it in. So I can kind of work off the new ones that we've got, and that one, if we look up here, it's going to be that one, and that one. That'll kind of hold the whole unit in. This one holds them from coming out, so that does that. These two kind of hold the brake shoes together in a fashion. So when this cable is applied, it pulls that in, and that obviously expands the shoes. So that's how these brakes work. Pretty simple, no hydraulics or nothing, it's just all cables. Yeah, let's get these brake shoes in. So you can kind of see with this one, that's what it looks like. So that pushes through and hooks onto the back. So you kind of need to push it and turn it, and that'll release it. Just got to find the sweet spot. Wherever that may be. Kind of feels somewhere there. There we go. Get him out. I need a flat screwdriver. Maybe I can let's push it out. There we go. There we go. Brake shoes out. So that's obviously your adjuster there. This one, because it's got a nut on the back, or a bolt I should say. So the tighter that goes in, so we'll see that's angled. The tighter that goes in, the further these come out, which is like your adjustment. It's pretty cool. All right, let's get these new shoes in. So I reckon I'm probably gonna start with this top one, because that spring that goes through there, like I was saying with the hook, so that goes through there. That'll at least hold that brake shoe on while I can kind of try and get the other ones, or the other one onto it. Alright, through there. Okay. That is down in there. Need to put that up there. So that's effectively how it all needs to be. Now we just need to get some springs attached. Let's try hooking that spring on there first. Cool bananas, that's the first spring on. There's your second spring on. That's it. That's your new brake shoes installed. So I was saying, obviously when that pushes in, it pulls in, it separates your shoes, it squeezes against your brake drum. So not too bad. Bit of a fiddle around with the springs and stuff. So I'm gonna go do this on all other three, and then I'll come back and we'll deal with the new bearings. Yeah, this brake shoe, that's the one the hub fell off, so also did a bit of damage on the way out. Alright, as you do, you find easier ways to do things. And I did just did a set. I found it quite easy to leave them together as a set, so like I kind of struggled getting these springs on the first one. So yeah, you just kind of leave them together and I'll show you what that's all about. There you go. So how did I do this last time? I just pried this down or up. So it comes off there, off your adjuster. And the whole thing kind of comes loose. And all you got to do is unhook your cable. There you go, you got the whole thing like that. So it's a lot easier to put together like that and then put it back on. So I found it quite easy like that. Yeah, obviously get your shoes and duplicate it. Get your springs out that you need. One of them, one of them, one of them. And then you can assemble it. That was the long one, we know. Looks like a unit like that. And you just kind of pull this one apart to get the tensioner out. And that's it, effectively rubbish now. And I just kind of pulled these apart and slid that in. Like so. There you go, so it's kind of, yeah, brake assembly, which to put on, there's the reversal of what I just did to take it off. Alright. Okay, they're in, just this one. Job done. Just before I finish these brakes, I just want to give in here a bit of a clean because the bearing's got to actually come out. There's a circlip in there. But I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit of a pain in the butt, so I just want to give it a clean up and get some WD-40 CRC in there soaking away in all the hubs as well, just so it makes life easier. The old WD-40. Alright, we got all them brakes in. The last one was of course the easiest. Just went in so good, it's not funny, but hey, professional at them now. It's good. Here's the other side. Alright, now the bit I really wasn't looking forward to. Trying to get these bearings out. So obviously you can see a circlip in there, which we need to get out. Cool. Need the other style circlip pliers. This one's quite rusted in there. Now we're going to hit it down from the back. I've got this socket. What size is it? 1/7/8. It's not perfect, but it's as close as I can get, so we've got to try and hit that out now, which I'll probably do on the floor with a block of wood and see if we can get it out. Alright, I'm not holding my breath for this to come out, but let's give it a shot. Not even budging. Nope. Oh, might be coming. Oh, half of it came out. to start. Alright, we're coming. Just about there. There you have it. One bearing out. Okay, now what I want to do is give it a really good clean up. Got a bit of 600 wet and dry. And I just want to get it nice and smooth because it's going to be quite hard to get the bearing back in. And I think what I might actually do as well, because I can't find a bit of pipe or anything or a socket that's exactly, because when you hit bearings in rather than press them in, you don't want to be hitting the inside bit, you want to be hitting just on this outside edge. Otherwise you're going to damage the bearing. So what you can use an old bearing, because obviously it's perfect size, and you just cut a little slit in it so it's a tiny bit smaller and you can get it back out. So you put your new bearing in and then tap, tap, tap with this old bearing. I'll show you in a minute anyway, but yeah, I want to get this hub nice and smooth so the bearing will slide in nice. Alright, that's looking nice in there. I'll actually just give this a bit of a rub down too. Alright, so I just knocked out a bit of bearing out of this race. So this is, like I said, I'm going to put a little slice in it. So it's a tiny bit smaller than original and it'll kind of go in and out there a little bit easier. But this is a classic example where I said you got to hit on the outside. I don't know if you can see these on camera. The marks from where I was bashing it. So that's what you do if you hit that inside part. If you're hitting this inside part of the bearing, when you're knocking bearings in, you're going to damage them. So always make sure you're hitting on that outside edge. But ideally you want to press them in slowly with a press anyway. But I do not have a press, so we just got to work around that. Actually, I do have a press, but it's a pain in the butt to get to it. So, I'm going to see how well these go in. If it is a bit of a drama to get them in, I will work some magic. It's just that ever so slight bit smaller now. Goes in there nice, and that's as far as we need to go down with it, so perfect. All right, there's our new bearing. Let's get it in there. It's actually, touch wood, it's going in pretty well. This is where our race comes into play. Might do this on the floor because I'm making a royal racket. You can kind of hear it when it changes sound, when it's hit the bottom. We're in. To get our little thing out, we'll just put him in the vise. Squeezes it smaller a bit. There you go. Yep, and we're past where the circlet goes, so happy days. Circlet back in, I just tidied it up with the bench grinder. That is lovely. Perfect. All right, so I've obviously done that first bearing. I'm gonna go do the other the other three. So actually the other two, because I got a brand new hub for one of them. I'm not gonna film it because I want to put the fan on. It's stinking hot today. I want to put some fan on, put some music on. I'll get this done, and then I'll come back to it and show you the rest up. So just same as that, but another 2 times. This is what I mean by my fancy hydraulic press. The old high-ab truck works a treat every time. Alright, I've just been doing them all with the truck. It's just a lot easier. So I'm just going to press this in and start the truck up. this last circlip in. Perfect. Just give the drums a bit of a clean with brake cleaner. Got me grubby, oily hands all over them. Just on the inside anyway, braking surface. We'll go do that to all four. Yeah, well, I mean, don't get the brake cleaner in the bearing, just around in where the brakes are touching the drums. But yeah, I'll do that to all four, and then we'll chuck these on. And yeah, we'll get the tyres on, and I've had just about enough for today. Family's going to be home soon, and it's hot. Might go for a swim. Worry about this another day. All right, we'll just slide all these drums on, hopefully. Actually, no. Just going to give that a bit of a wipe down. All right, now we slide them on. So these nuts, I think they're like 350 Newton meters or something, which is really, really bloody tight. So I could tell how tight they were when I took them off. I'm just going to replicate that. It's kind of like bar and extension kind of territory. Beautiful. And then once we've tightened them, we've got to knock the tabs in. Alright, so that's on minus the cover. That just gets siliconed on, as you can see. I think they originally just like kind of pressed on. They've got some ridges on them, but everyone just glues them on because they keep falling off. But yeah, I'm going to do that after the wheel's on anyway. So I'm going to put the rest of the drums on, and then we'll have to adjust all the brakes, and then yes, and then we can finally finish up and put all the covers on and stuff. But I'm just going to get the rest of these on, and yeah, we'll be back. I'll put a bit of anti-seize on my wheel nuts, or wheel studs in this case. Always check your wheel nuts after you put your tyres back on the ground too by hand. Don't know why, just never trust them wholeheartedly. Alright, so the wheels are on. I actually got a bit carried away and adjusted all the brakes and kind of forgot to film that, but I can run through it with you what you need to do. So you got a little, hope you can see it, this bolt here. That one. So that's your brake adjuster. So what you got to do is roll the tyre forwards, like the direction it's going to be going. Tighten that one until it grabs your brakes and your wheel stops, and then back it off until it rolls freely like this again. So you do that on all four, and then once that's done, these nuts here, you tighten them up just till it takes the pressure up. of the cable. You don't want to tighten it any more than that. So then you do them, and that's pretty much it. It's quite simple actually. And then what you got to check, so once that's all done, I'll show you. So you pull your handbrake up. So that's your handbrake up, and then your wheels should obviously be locked. But what you can do, and what you're supposed to do, is they're supposed to go backwards. Ooh, and you get this like free movement, and then it tightens up and locks in. And watch that handle, I'll do the next one. So that moves backwards and backwards, and then once that's done that kind of locks in like that. So yeah, you guys gotta, as long as they lock up when they go backwards, see it kind of frees up and then locks up. Same thing. Yep. Locks up. And there, that's pretty much it for brake adjustment. Yeah, it's quite the effort to take the handbrake off, but yeah. So they're all adjusted. Next thing, put little caps on, I guess. We'll silicone them on. And then I just got to do a little bit of tidying up with the wiring. Like I said, side markers there, and I think there's a bit of stuff at the back I need to tidy up. Make sure all the lights work and all the rest of it. So yeah, I'll just go through and sort all that. Geez, the new hub and the new ones fit good. Clicks in nicely. Alright, one would assume the colours are the same, right? Brown and white. But before I go crazy and solder it, I'm just going to twist them together anyway and get the car on here and make sure they work good. But I've got way too much cable, so I'm going to chop that back a bit anyway. Right, I'm just going to put my car on the trailer, plug the lights in, see if they work. Alright, I'll go turn the lights on, you tell me if it works. Nope. Nothing. I wonder. I wonder if it's this wiring. Let's swap that. No, so I swapped it and it's still not working, so we've got another wiring issue somewhere. So I'll put him back on. You can see I got tail lights on the car. And got one tail light there. Nothing over there. He's not working, so it's probably all this rubbish here. So I'm gonna go and fix all this up, put all that back to normal, how it's supposed to be, and then we'll reevaluate. First thing I want to do is make sure the plug wiring is correct, because this has been taped up, so not quite sure what's been going on in there. Right. What do we got here? So, yep, number 4 is green, 7 brown, 2 black, white is 3, 5 blue, 6 red, yellow is 1. So that is all correct. I don't know if you can see. They're all numbered along the top there. Alright, so that's good. We're happy with that. They're all in there good. Give them all a little nip up just in case. So now that I know that that's good, surely that dodgy wiring up the back is the problem. So yeah, I'll quickly sort that out. Still no park lights. Alrighty, so after much fault finding, I am making progress. We've got some park lights going on. That one's working over there as well. And there's a couple of pop bulbs and all the rest of it, but I'll put my indicators back on. We've got the park lights there working. Let me just come back and put the hazard lights on. Alright, we're making progress. After a lot of fault finding, this whole wire between the plug and that plug was dodgy as. Look at it, it's just nasty. It's got the old green death in the wire, and I couldn't get power there, and it was literally just that bit of wire going from there, so I replaced that. We ended up with the park light, and then I just worked from there. There's been a few other dodgy connections, but we're making progress. So, park lights at the back, indicators as well. I might set you up and you tell me if we get brake lights. Put you there. So did we get them? I'll have to go through the footage. I have to go through the footage and have a look because I can't tell myself. I can probably jam a stick on the brake pedal, but yeah, this park light works as well. There's a real dodgy connector under there, which they use from factory. So there's a few spots I need to go and get these connectors out and solder them in. I'll actually show you because they're horrible, horrible things. These, I guess these are what they use from factory to join all the park lights. See, look at that end. It's like a factory end. Stops there as well. Yeah, there's a few of them, so I'm going to get rid of all of them and solder them in properly. Then we shouldn't have any problems moving forward. Forgot to say the number plate light even works. You beauty. Right, I just want to test some brake lights. I went through the video and I think I can see them working, but because they're the double filament bulbs, so you got the park and brake light in one globe, it doesn't really show up that amazing. So might just set you back up and you can tell me again if the brake lights work. Alright, I think I could see light shining in the reflection of my bench, so have a look at the footage and hopefully we got brake lights. So I checked the footage and yeah, only that one was working, so yeah, threw a new bulb over there, happy days. So pretty much most of these bulbs are new now. It's surprising how many weren't working. But yeah, beautiful. I just put a stick on the brake pedal if you're wondering. Tucks that up out of the way a bit nicer. Holds it up there. Alrighty, we are done. All the wiring's nice and neat, tucked up underneath here. I don't know if you can see it. But these guys do a lot of off-road work, so that wiring's out of the way, which is good. Yeah, job done. On to the next one. I'm just going to pull it out and give it a quick hose off, get all the dirt off it and a bit of a wash, and then I will drop it off to them. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll see you on the next job. Catch ya.